Hi, and welcome to my weekly vibrational astrology forecast. This is for the week ahead, starting with Monday, December 16th, going to Sunday, December 22nd, 2019. I am Starlene Breiter. If you guys don't already know me, welcome. Feel free to subscribe to my channel and also leave me a comment in the comment section. And the reason I'm saying leave me a comment is because this week I'm giving away one hour consultation with someone that is subscribed to my channel and has left me a comment. So I'm only giving one away, so I will look through the comments and I will choose someone and I will announce who won on the video next week. So I will choose one person and I will do that consultation with them privately. So I wanted to do this for a couple reasons. One, because this is the week of the winter solstice. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it's a winter solstice. In the southern hemisphere, it's the summer solstice. So it is the December solstice. And this also marks me doing these videos, these weekly videos, for a quarter of the year. So in September, when it was the equinox, is when I started the videos. I thought it was a great time for me to start doing these videos. It was really auspicious as far as my astrology was concerned and the astrology of the universe. And I thought, well, this would be a great time for me to just share some of the love back with you guys. I've appreciated everybody that has watched my videos and has commented and talked to me about the videos. So I really just wanted to give something back to you guys. So, you know, this is my way of doing that. So leave me a comment. It can be something very simple and I will choose someone and let you guys know who the winner is in the next video. So I want to thank you guys all for doing that. I also want to let you know that there's a few things that I'm doing in February in Davie, Florida. I will be doing a day-long workshop with the Atlantic chapter of the NCGR. I will be sharing a day-long workshop that you can come to and learn about vibrational astrology in March of 2020. Obviously, February of 2020 is when that's going on. In March of 2020, I will also be at the Vibrational Astrology Conference, the VA conference. It is a awesome conference. If you're interested in astrology, if you're wanting to learn about it, it's a great conference. I would suggest that you would go to the pre-conference to learn a little bit about vibrational astrology, and then the conference, it's a whole weekend long thing. And you know, check that out. I am not speaking at this conference. I did the last conference, but I will be there and I will be doing mini readings for people that want to get a mini reading in between the lectures. So check that out. All the links to this stuff are down below in the description box. So, you know, I'm happy to, you know, connect with you guys and hopefully get to see some of you guys there. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into all of this astrology for the week ahead. The last thing I did want to say is that I am putting this video out on Tuesday, and my camera actually died on me on Sunday when I was trying to record it. Funny that it was working and then all of a sudden it just died. I thought it was the computer because I updated my computer, but then it turned around and I find out that it's not the computer because it didn't work on the other computer. It's actually the camera. So I have another one on its way to me. It'll be here in a couple days. So I'm using an older camera and it may not look or sound quite as good as the previous videos that I've done, but that's why. So just to let you know, that's why. And that's also why this is coming out on Tuesday as opposed to Monday when I normally put these videos out. That actually worked for me this week because this week on Monday and on Tuesday, there's not a lot going on. I did talk about an aspect that I talked about in the previous video. For last week that started, it was actually a midpoint, not an aspect, that started on Sunday and then ended up on Monday. If you want to look at that, feel free to check out the end of the last video. But I'm going to hop right in here and start talking about the things that are coming up in this week. This is the first midpoint. Neptune is at the midpoint of Venus and Uranus, and this starts on the 28th and goes to the 20th. So it starts on Wednesday through Friday, and the peak is on Thursday. And this is a sensitivity. This is a sensitivity. So it's important for you to be aware and to listen to yourself and listen to your own inner guidance, because there is a sensitivity that's going on. Neptune and Uranus oftentimes are psychic in nature, right? And they have this intuitive kind of feeling for us because Uranus has us being in the present moment. It has us really activating our energy in the present moment. Neptune has us thinking about our ideals, our dreams, our dream states. You know, the function of Neptune is our highest ideals, but that could be manifested in many different ways. And then Venus is like our heart. It's our attraction to beauty and love. And so there's a sensitivity that's going on in this time, and you really need to listen to yourself, because it's important to listen to your own inner navigation system, because other people may be suggestive to you and you easily eat that up, you know. So it's important to remember that that is part of how things are going. You know, there's a sensitivity that's going on. There is a psychic energy, if you will, and it comes from within. So pay attention to that. If something doesn't feel right or feels off, make sure you listen to yourself as opposed to other people, because other people are also going through this and may be suggestive, or maybe, you know, kind of like trying to not work for your best interest. So you have to know what's your best interest and always work from your own personal, you know, your own personal intuition, your own personal, you know, sensitivity, your own personal guidance, if you will. So remember that. Okay, so that is Wednesday through Friday with the peak on Thursday. Then moving on, another Wednesday through Friday with a peak on Thursday. This is Jupiter at the midpoint of Mercury and Pluto. Jupiter makes things big, it's the great magnifier in the sky. This gives us an ability to really this gives us the ability to really focus and persuade ourselves and other people very, very easily. So because this is going along with the Neptune at Venus Uranus, that sensitive energy there, this Jupiter Mercury Pluto has us wanting to persuade other people, having the ability to persuade other people, and also having a great success at learning and teaching. So Jupiter being the great magnifier, Mercury being our mind, Pluto being that really intense, you know, persuasive energy, that almost compulsive kind of desire. Jupiter is like blowing our mind up in a sense that we may be feeling that we want to, you know, do something with power. We may want to use our mind with power, and that could translate into like learning something really big or learning something really deep in this sense, or it could be translated into someone being somewhat, you know, aggressive or persuasive towards you when it's not necessarily what's in your best interest. That's why I say it's so important for us to listen to our inner navigation during this week, because that inner navigation is what's true to your heart, as opposed to just listening to outside forces. So I think it's important for us to do that with these, especially with these energies all intertwined together. So that is Wednesday through Friday. Again, the peak is on Thursday for the Jupiter, Mercury, Pluto. The next midpoint I'm going to talk about is Jupiter at the midpoint of Mercury and Saturn. So Jupiter is a big time player here. Jupiter, this happens on Friday and goes to Sunday. So it's on the 20th to the 22nd. The peak is on Saturday. So this is like a little bit later than the previous two midpoints I talked about. This is our ability to concentrate and to focus our mind. So Jupiter makes things big, of course, like I've said like 20 times in this video, makes things big and magnifies things. Mercury's our mind, it's our thought, it's our concentration, and Saturn is like saying, okay, we're letting go of what isn't important to us so that we can focus on what is, okay? So this is our ability to focus our mind, have some philosophical thinking, that is the Jupiter energy, and we might even catch ourselves pondering about things philosophically and things that are meaningful to us, because Saturn doesn't want to play around with, you know, things that are superficial and don't mean something and that aren't important to us. Saturn is like, no, I'm done with that. I would rather focus on what is meaningful, what is important, what is lasting. So during this time, and this is, you know, Friday through Sunday, so it's the weekend that's coming up, that we have this ability to focus our mind and to say, okay, this is what we really truly want to focus on as far as our attention is concerned, our mental status is concerned, and our own personal philosophy, because that is Jupiter, our personal philosophy, what we think about what's beyond our little limitations. You know, when Jupiter and Mercury are together, they remind me of, Jupiter reminds me of like the college professor, because it is like the higher learning, the higher awareness, and Mercury is like the grade school teacher. So putting them together, it's kind of like, you know, we're getting the chance to really focus on what is our own personal. Mercury is that personal energy, awareness, which is the Jupiter. And then, you know, connecting Jupiter, Mercury with Saturn like this, it's like, what is real to us? What is meaningful to us? So that's our idea going in through the weekend. So the next couple of midpoints, actually the only one, the next midpoint I'm going to talk about is going to be the midpoint that starts this week and ends next week. So it is Venus at the midpoint of Mercury and Neptune. So this starts on Friday and it goes till the following Tuesday. So it goes till from the 20th to the 24th. Okay, the peak of it is on Sunday, which is the 22nd. So this is a very strong attraction. It's one that may not last very long. It may just be a fleeting kind of attraction, but it's a strong attraction, a strong desire to kind of express what your highest ideals are. So this may be a time when you actually want to communicate to your loved ones, or to even communicate to yourself, what is it that you want to manifest with yourself in the next coming, you know, season of your life. This does peak on the 22nd, which is the solstice. So this is like us getting an opportunity to say, hey, this is what I want to see unfold in my life in the next 3 months. This is what I want to see happen with myself. And, you know, we all have to think about that. And if we do, I think we're better structured to make things happen for ourselves. You know, where do you want to see yourself 3 months from now? What do you want to be doing by the time the equinox comes up again in the spring? Where do you want to be? You know, like, what are some of your goals? And this is a chance for us to even express them to other people, because Venus is in the mix. And this might be like expression of love, expression of art, expression of like something that we feel compassionate towards, and we will feel very loving in this sense. So this is a really nice energy to have during this December equinox that's going on. So those are the midpoints that are going on for this week. There's not a ton of them, but you know, they are pretty powerful. I think this is a really great week leading up to our equinox, or sorry, our solstice that is coming up, you know, on Sunday. So this two planet aspect that I'm going to be talking about, it actually had started last week, and it already has peaked, but it's still in play. It's still in play until the 19th. It started on the 12th, and it peaks. It peaked on the 15th, and it goes till this week on Saturday. Sorry, this week on Sunday. It's a long aspect. The reason I'm talking about it is because it's a long aspect. So it started on the 12th of December. It goes to the 19th of December. And the peak of it already happened last week, but it's still powerful. I use very small orbs. If you're an astrologer or you know anything about astrology, I use very small orbs. So that means that like things that last a long time, they really you feel them when I'm talking about them. You may feel them past it, or you may feel it before then, because it is coming to climax and it's coming to, you know, decline. But at the same time, you may feel it, but when I talk about it, the dates that I give you is when it's really strongly into play, because I use very small orbs. So when the planets start to move far away from each other, I feel like the energy is possible, or maybe possible, maybe a little bit present, but not necessarily really in focus. So during this time, Jupiter trining Uranus, that is still in focus with us. This is an excitement. It also brings about an excitement to look beyond what is the norm, what is the normal stuff that you have. It gives us a chance to gather some new insight. So Jupiter making things big, Uranus being in our mind, the trine being harmonious energy. It's like we are wanting to keep ourselves in the present moment, but we're also wanting to really explore some kind of creative energy that is beyond what we normally are looking at, you know. So you might want to think about, you know, the expression of how you express yourself in you know, in different ways, how you can look at the bigger picture of yourself, you know. And I understand that this is in the present moment, because Uranus wants us to be in the present moment. But it also, if we're in the present moment, we get flashes of inspiration, flashes of intuition, because if we're in the present moment, we're able to feel that flash of inspiration. If we're in the present moment, but we're thinking about whatever, car, house, kids, whatever, family, friends, we're not really truly in the present moment, and we're not allowing ourselves to be here and now. And as we're not allowing that, we don't hear the intuition that we're given. So that's the beauty of Uranus. And then Jupiter's like I said, magnifying this ability to see out and beyond what is just the present moment. Now that may sound contradictory, right? Because here I am saying being in the present moment, but at the same time, you know, you're getting insight into something that may be in the future. That's different than if you're focused on something in the future and you're not allowing yourself to be present. So try to be present during this time. Try to allow that insight to come to you, because it's important for us to do that. I think it's a chance for us to say, okay, what are our dreams? How can I dream big? How can I dream big and make things happen for myself? You know, because we all want that. We all want to grow and to aspire to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. And I think that that's what this energy is all about. So that was an aspect that was going on that peaked last week, but is definitely in play this week. So Monday the 16th, there are no exact aspects. Same with Tuesday, no exact aspects. And Wednesday, no exact aspects. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there's no exact things to talk about. Thursday, we do have a couple things. The first thing is Mars makes a sextile to Saturn. This happens at 5 a.m. Eastern time. And so this starts on Tuesday. The energy starts on Tuesday and it ends on Friday. The peak is on Thursday. This has us going with the flow of work. We might want to try to plan ahead during this time, and we will have the ability to accomplish a lot of things because our minds and our energy and our ability to focus is in play, because we're not focused on the things that are important. We're focused on the things that are important. You'll notice that this will be a time where you'll be able to actually make things happen. This is also a good opportunity for us to focus ourselves on, say, if you wanted to start exercising or wanted to start doing some kind of activity, something that created energy in and of itself, this would be a great time to do that, because it would be giving you this Mars sextile Saturn energy, which is a staying power. It's the ability to focus yourself on doing something. The sextile is what makes it the ability to focus on something. If Mars and Saturn were conjunct, you might have the feeling of doing something but not being able to actually do it. Since it's a sextile, which means it is 60 degrees apart from each other, it's a chance for us to say, okay, I want to be active with this. I want to actually make something happen with myself. So if there's something you've been wanting to do that is regarding your energy, putting your energy on something, this is a good staying power to begin that. You know, this is a good time to begin that because you have the staying power to make it happen. And like I said, that's Tuesday through Friday with the peak on Thursday. The next aspect I'm going to talk about also on Thursday, that peaks on Thursday, is Mercury square Neptune. Now this is Friday and Saturday. The peak is on Friday. This is Thursday and Thursday through Saturday, and the peak is on Friday. Mercury square Neptune it's a desire to kind of escape and not think about the mundane things that are going on in the world. It is being in your dreams or your dream state. So Mercury is our mind, and Neptune is our ideals, our dreams, our dream state, our mental, thought. So here, if you've noticed, with Mars sextile Saturn, I'm saying you're going to be a go-getter, you're going to make things happen for yourself. And then Mercury square Neptune is like, no, I'm going to kind of be in my little dreamy world and think about things and not really focus on too much. I'm going to let my mind kind of be in that state of dreaminess, in that state of calm, fun, idealistic state that we want to put ourselves in. You may feel conflict between the two. Tap into one of those energies, whichever one you really want to make happen. That Mars sextile Saturn is pretty strong. It gives us a chance to say, hey, I want to start something and I want to make it happen, and I want to go forward with it. That Mercury square Neptune, maybe you put it in your mind. Okay, so I want to start an exercise program. I want to start, roller skating. I don't know, something. I want to start roller skating or whatever it happens to be. Mercury square Neptune, that's my ideal. So, okay, I'm going to put it in my mind that I really want it to happen. And instead of just, kind of like floating around on the idea, I'm actually going to put it into action. So these two energies may feel conflicting, but they also can work together, if you see what I mean. So you may feel like, okay, I just want to be in my head and, thinking about and just floating on a cloud. You can do that, or you can say, okay, I'm going to use both of these energies to actually manifest what I do want. What is my ideal? This is a chance too to think about your life and say, okay, what is my ideal? What is my biggest desire and thing that I want to create with myself? Make that happen. That's what this energy is all about. So moving on to Friday the 20th, we have Venus moving into the sign of Aquarius. This happens at 1:42 a.m. and it goes from December 20th to January 13th, 2020. So Venus ingress into Aquarius. So Venus in Aquarius is very creative. It's unconventional in love. It's independent. It's freedom loving. It's also connecting with lovers and friends is also highlighted here. Venus is about love and connection with other people, loving what you're attracted to. But Aquarius is the sign of friendship, community. So there is a desire to say, hey, I want to connect with my lovers as friends. I don't want to just be lovers, passionate, whatever. I actually want them to be friends. I actually want them to be, important, connections to me, not just a love or a connection in that sense. There's a really strong desire for freedom and love at the same time. So if you're feeling constrained by love in some way or another, you may notice that you want to let go. You may want to say, okay, I need to be free, because Aquarius wants to love, but also wants to still have the energy of being free at the same time. The perfect lover for Aquarius, or Venus in Aquarius energy, is someone that is your best friend, that is going to love you, but also allow you to be yourself, express yourself in the way you need to, and also be, the person that you want them to be as far as a lover is concerned. So, in the sense, there is a desire for that. There's a desire for us to turn our attention from Venus in Capricorn, where Venus just was, and that partnerships and commitment that Venus in Capricorn gives us, but turn it to a bit of, okay, now our friendship and love is more important. They're both intertwined with each other. So Venus in Aquarius is interesting. It is also, Venus is also in Aquarius, is also ruled by Saturn and Uranus, Saturn being the ancient ruler and Uranus being the modern ruler. And I think it gives us a chance to still be very faithful and centered because of that Saturn energy, but at the same time wanting to have that passion and wanting to be able to express ourselves in a unique, our own individual ways. So this may translate into love, actual love with another person for you, or it may translate into love or desire or connection to your creative projects as well, because Venus is about our creative projects as well, not just love as in the love of a love between a couple, but the love for, all things that we feel connected to and drawn to. So that is Venus in Aquarius. It's kind of a quirky energy, but it's awesome. I particularly love it because I have Venus in Aquarius. It is retrograde, so I have it really wacky in my own chart, which is interestingly enough, but I do think that this is a chance for us to all kind of say to ourselves, what is it that we love? What is it that we feel connected to? What is it that we want to express ourselves with? Are those people, things allowing us to be free, allowing us to share who we are, or are they restricting us? If they're restricting us, maybe we want to fly away, and maybe not. So maybe you'll just have something for you to think about. So that was Friday. Saturday, the 22nd, it is the sun moving into Capricorn. So happy Capricorn season, everybody. This happens at 11:20 p.m. This is Saturday, the 21st. The sun will be in Capricorn from the 21st of December to the 19th of January, 2020. So the sun in Capricorn. This is a time where we feel ambitious, we feel self-reliant, we feel disciplined. We're not afraid to be patient. We're not afraid to be family-oriented. We're not afraid to be committed to other people or to one particular person. Capricorn is the energy of the Earth. The Capricorn is the energy of the Earth. So it is connected to all of the physicality things, the physical things. It is motivated. It is dependable. We may all notice that we feel motivated. We feel dependable. We feel connected to our family, connected to our friends. Our family may be our blood family, or it may be our family, that we have created in our world for ourselves, but this is a time when we feel that we want to accomplish things. So this is the time, the beginning of the new year happens during the sun in Capricorn as well. And it's a chance for us to say, okay, it's time for us to move forward and time for us to, you know, get things accomplished with ourselves. What things do we want to create for ourselves? This is a chance for us to see that and to start to express it. So the shadow side of Capricorn is that it can be very serious, can also be a little bit too serious or even melancholy. So if you're feeling melancholy, I know it's the holidays, some people are just not cool with the holidays, or they've had losses in their family or whatnot, and so they reflect back on the past or the people of the past and feel melancholy or sad or pessimistic or even like, you know, depressed even. You know, that is the shadow side of Capricorn. If you're feeling those things, just notice like, okay, hey, I'm feeling, you know, kind of it's kind of sad, kind of like not right, not myself. If you're feeling that way while the Capricorn season is going on, meaning the sun in Capricorn energy is going on, then remind yourself that you actually also have the ability to motivate yourself, and you yourself has to do that. Everybody can say that about themselves. I can tell you, or anybody can tell you until the cows come home, whatever expression that is, can tell you, hey, this is what you need to do with your life. But until you say, you know what, I'm going to actually, you know, start walking. I'm going to actually start focusing on my business. I'm going to actually go to school and learn this thing. I'm going to actually make these things happen in my life. Whatever it happens to be that you want to create in your life, until you actually make that decision in your life, nobody's telling you enough times for that to happen on its own. You actually have to take control of yourself. And that's one of the things about Capricorn energy, is that it is a little bit controlling, but you can use it to your benefit. You can say, okay, I am the ruler of this ship. I'm the one that's driving. I'm the one that's making this happen. And I don't mean it like controlling other people. I'm talking about controlling yourself. So say to yourself, okay, how can I put this energy to good use? Instead of being melancholy and sad about the past or pessimistic, looking at things in a negative sense, I can look at things from a positive sense, and I have the ability to control my thoughts and the ability to control what I do and what actions I do to see where it can take me to in the next phase of my life. So it's a good chance for us to do that. Just be on the lookout of any kind of like, you know, controlling to the point where it's an unhealthy thing, or you're trying to control other people, or even like where you're at the point where you're just trying to seek status. Maybe you're in a good space in your life and you're like, oh, you know, status is more important to me than actually, you know, other people, you know, in which case it's kind of like a backwards way of looking at it. But that is also the downside or the shadow side of Capricorn too, that status seeking. So if you're in that space, you know, remind yourself like, hey, maybe I need to dial it back a little bit and think about other people as opposed to just myself. You know, so that's also an important part of the Capricorn energy to think about. So that is Saturday the 21st. So Sunday the 22nd, we have two aspects going on. Venus is squaring Uranus. Okay, this is a one-day aspect. It only happens on Sunday. The energy is there. This is an exciting energy. It may have something to do with love. You may want to do something loving or creative with yourself. It may be that, oh my gosh, I just fell in love with this person I just met and they're awesome and blah, 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 blah. That may happen on Sunday, but guess what? That may not stick too. So if there's somebody that comes into your sphere of awareness on Sunday and you're like, oh, this person is awesome, I just love them, they're great, I'm gonna run off and get married to them. Wait, give yourself a few days, a few weeks even, to see if that really happens. Maybe it will, and maybe it won't. Maybe it'll just be a fun moment for you. So don't get too attached too quickly to something on Sunday. Allow yourself to have fun and enjoy, and allow yourself to do something spontaneous. If you are in the mode of being spontaneous, allow yourself to get creative too. Venus and Uranus is like, I want to be creative in the moment. I want to actually, you know, paint something beautiful. I want to create something beautiful. You know, allow yourself to do that, because that's the energy of this day, you know, on Sunday. Now, allowing yourself to do that, just remembering, like I said, if you're getting attached to another person, that it may not be lasting. It's cool. If it's not lasting, sometimes the universe brings somebody along just to spark us up and allow us to feel kind of a good emotion and carry us on to when someone else that comes in, or maybe that person comes in and stays in our life and becomes more of a permanent fixture. So if that's the kind of reality that you're in right now, just remember that Sunday is very exciting. It just may not last forever if it's something in the romantic sense. So the next one on Sunday, the last aspect I'm going to talk about for this week, is Mars making a sextile to Pluto. This happens at 9:28 a.m. It is also a one-day aspect. This brings about a powerful energy to get things accomplished. Mars being our energy, Pluto being our, like, the higher octave of Mars, as some people call it. But Pluto is like our desire, our drive, you know, like it's our intensity. So Mars and Saturn, they're in this harmonious sextile, this 60 degrees apart from each other, that are saying, hey, we can do whatever we want to put our energy on. So if you're also feeling this Venus square Uranus, you're like, oh, this is wonderful. I'm feeling so happy and excited. This person, this thing that I am attracted to is wonderful and beautiful, and I'm loving this moment. You're also feeling drive towards it at the same time with the Mars sextile Pluto. You know, this drive, this thing, this desire to get something accomplished. This would be a great time for you to actually seek out something to start. If you want to start a project or want to start working on something, this would be a great chance for you to do that, because this is a good energy to do that. Just know, like I said, the Venus square Uranus is kind of like, yes, we're excited about it, but it may not last. So, you know, yes, I'm totally excited about making this painting. It's so awesome, you know, and I start painting and all this stuff, but yet I don't feel that same way on Wednesday next week, you know, like I don't feel it. So, you know, like allow yourself to live in the moment, but also allow yourself to like let it unfold and to see if it actually stays in your life, you know. Like I said, painting was probably not the best example of that, but it could be a person. I'm really excited about this person, but like it's not lasting in my life, and I feel a lot of drive to it because of the Mars sextile Pluto. So this energy on Sunday is very vibrant, it's very fun. It's something you should just enjoy and be present with, and don't allow your mind to go too far into the future or anything like that. Allow yourself to be present with it. So that winds up the astrology for this week. I'm going to now switch and talk about the gemstone suggestions that I have for you this week. They're very similar to each other. The gemstone suggestions that I have a couple of examples here. So the first one I'm going to share with you guys, this is tourmalated quartz. So it's tourmaline, as you can see the black pieces in it, that is in a piece of quartz, okay? And the reason I use this one is because Capricorn energy is very connected to tourmaline. Tourmaline is a wonderful stone. This is a really cool little piece of it. You see the little black, they look like little black hairs in there. And tourmaline is great because it helps us to repel and block negative energy. So for one of those people that are connected to that shadow side of Capricorn, where we're like a little depressed or negative or pessimistic, this will help you. The tourmaline will help you to come out of that and to deflect that away from you. The quartz itself will amplify it. Quartz amplifies anything. So this is tourmalated quartz. If you don't have to use tourmalated quartz, you can get a piece of quartz and you can get a piece of tourmaline. It will do the same exact thing. And then this here is black tourmaline, an example of black tourmaline. As you can see, it's a beautiful little double terminated tourmaline. This is a natural piece of tourmaline. It's black tourmaline. Like I said, it helps to block and repel negative energy. It also helps to transform and transmute any kind of dense energy that's around you. So if you're feeling like heavy, you're feeling like there's a lot of like intensity around you, this is a great stone to have with you. Okay, and then the next stone is dravite. It might look exactly the same on the camera because it is very similar looking, but it is brown tourmaline. It's also known as schorl. So schorl or brown tourmaline, sorry, dravite. Schorl is black tourmaline. I mix those up. Dravite is brown tourmaline, the other name for brown tourmaline. Schorl is black tourmaline. So brown tourmaline, as you can see, another double terminated piece here, and it has a little matrix on it. So brown tourmaline is more gentle than black tourmaline. Black tourmaline's like, hey, we're getting all this negative energy out of here. Brown tourmaline, on the other hand, is more gentle. It's more healing. It helps to heal the emotional body. It also helps to relax and let go of things that are not important or not needing to be on the other side of the next chapter of our lives. So this is the two gemstones that I have. As you can see, the two together, they look very similar. This is the brown tourmaline and this is the black tourmaline. Together you can kind of see that this is a lighter color than this one. This one is actually, the black tourmaline is actually opaque. You cannot see through it. But brown tourmaline, if you were close to it, you could actually see that there is, you know, it's almost like a little translucent. So either one of these work really well. This one is like really a bit stronger than the brown tourmaline, but they both are wonderful at helping us to dispel negative energy, at helping us to heal the heart and to be happy. I've heard black tourmaline referred to as the stone of happiness because it does like let all that negativity go. And I think it's great for the Capricorn energy because, like I said, Capricorn can have that pessimistic attitude or pessimistic mindset, and this will help you to alleviate that some. Okay, so that is it for my video for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really look forward to hearing what you have to say. I am so grateful. I'm excited about the new chapter for all of us, this new season of growth for all of us to come into. I welcome you to, of course, come back next week and watch my video. Next week, I'll talk about the new moon in Capricorn, which is an exciting new moon. Mercury moving into the sign of Capricorn. So we're going to be really, really Capricorn next week because we already do have Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto in Capricorn, and now the sun is coming and then Mercury is joining it. So we have a lot of Capricorn stuff going on. So Capricorns, beware. People that love the Capricorn energy, that's even better. Okay, thank you guys so much. I will talk with you next week. Have a beautiful week and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.